Good evening, everybody. We're back with another date night cooking show. And this one will go really well with a baseball game, hockey game, football game, anything like that. Great winter comfort food. Great to take along to a party. And it's quick and it's easy. So our drink of choice tonight, because it is middle of November, is actually a blueberry tea. So we'll go over how to make that, but a little bit of a variation on it if you've ever heard of a blueberry tea before. It's not quite the same as a traditional one, but we'll let you know what's in a traditional one and what we put in ours tonight. The wine that we have chosen from the BC Okanagan is from Serendipity Wines, and we had the pleasure of visiting them this past summer while we were in Penticton. And fabulous wines, again, from the BC Okanagan. And this one here from Serendipity, which is their... I need the production assistant to help me out. Is that like a
2021 Sauvignon Blanc?
2021 Sauvignon Blanc. So there you go. If you're looking for a great wine to pair with what we're going to make tonight, 2021 Sauvignon Blanc from Serendipity Wines. Fabulous. And again, yeah, we tried it at the winery when we were there visiting in Kelowna, so highly recommend that you go check them out. It's the World Series of Baseball going on over there. So if you see my attention not quite here, but over there, it's because something big happened. In this case, Houston scored a home run. So, cheers. Go Phillies, since we can't say go Blue Jays right now, next year. So this is our take on a blueberry tea. So a blueberry tea would normally be served in what is known as a brandy snifter. This is a smaller version of a brandy snifter, but push it into the camera there so you can see it. So there you go. And then, of course, you're going to want to be careful when you pick this up because the main ingredient in a blueberry tea is exactly what it sounds like, tea. So cheers. So good. It just warms the soul for the winter. We have a apple cinnamon tea that we're making ours with, and then this one's the one that I'm going to be drinking. I'm going to make one for the production assistant in the background. So really you don't need a brandy snifter. We often drink them out of these guys here, if you want a larger version of it. So you need a pot of tea. So this is our apple cinnamon tea in here. So what would you traditionally make a blueberry tea with? English breakfast or Earl Grey tea? Earl Grey vanilla tea actually is probably one of the better options if you can find it, but straight up Earl Grey tea is the main ingredients in a traditional blueberry tea. So do you put the alcohol in first or the tea? I, generally speaking, put the alcohol in first. In this case, it's no big deal to do that because none of the spirits or alcohols that we're going to use in this are cream-based. If you were going to use a cream-based liquor or spirit to make a hot drink, I would put that in last just to make sure that it's not going to curdle when you put in your hot liquid. So you're going to need a shot glass, or you just pour with your heart. So the first thing I'm going to go in with is some Visop Saint Remy brandy. I'm not going to put quite a full ounce of that one in, you can put the full ounce. I just don't want this particular drink to be overpowering with this. There we go. Grand Marnier. You're going to go in with a full ounce of this one. It smells so good. Or something similar to a Grand Marnier, but Grand Marnier I find works best. So now we're up to approximately 2 ounces. And then your final ingredient is your amaretto, or is it Di Serono? And you're going to go in with a full ounce of that. These are not for the faint of heart. So like I said before, pour with your heart. So you're, close to 3 ounces of alcohol in this one. So again, pour to your liking. We prefer these a little on the stronger side because they are something you probably might only drink 1 or 2 of. Just to warm yourself up. So. And then you're just going to top yourself off with the apple cinnamon tea. Now, what would you normally garnish this with? If you're using the Earl Grey tea, an orange wedge and a cinnamon stick. I ran out of oranges today and forgot to buy more at the grocery store, and I don't have any cinnamon sticks. So this is not going to get garnished. But if you were to garnish it, again, orange slice and a cinnamon stick is what you would traditionally use. Even with the apple cinnamon tea that we're using, or the Earl Grey tea. No lemon and no lime. I wouldn't sprinkle nutmeg or cinnamon on it. I don't think that would go over very well. So we're gonna give this over to the production assistant and let him have a try and see how he likes that one.
Holy cow, strong. It's good.
Thumbs up, thumbs down.
Thumbs up, strong.
Thumbs up, strong. Again, pour with your heart and adjust how you like.
Yeah, you get really drunk off it fast.
Oops. All right, let's just drop it off here and give ourselves a bit of a wait. Because, we want to make sure that we've got a clean surface to work with. All right. So, scissors as well. What are you going to need? Another drink. You're going to need, I'm making this for approximately 2 people, so adjust the ingredients as well for however many people you want to serve. This dish is best cooked in a cast iron skillet, and it's called, I'm not even sure what the name of it is, but you could basically just call it skillet chicken and potatoes is really what it is. So you need a potato. Doesn't really matter if it's a russet potato or a potato like this. You can, where did this potato come from? You might have heard me mention Heppel's potatoes in my last video where we did giant Yorkshire pudding, pot roast, and mashed potatoes. This is another one of the potatoes that came from Heppel's Potato Farm when we were at their Free Potato Day last month. And if you don't know what Free Potato Day is, Heppel's Potato Farm in Surrey decided that rather than throw their potatoes away or compost them, that were not store quality, they would give them away. And if you could not afford to buy produce like a potato, you could go there, no questions asked, and take as many potatoes as your heart desires for free. But if you do have the ability to donate, you were encouraged and invited to donate, and then take away as many potatoes as your heart desires. And so, yeah, so this came from Heppel's Potato Farm. They don't have any free potato days coming up that I know of. But if you follow us on TikTok, we will definitely update you when we hear from Heppel's Potatoes that they're having another free potato day. Last time it was potatoes, squash, onions, carrots. It was a great time. And a lot of money was raised for local charities and food banks. So grab yourself a potato and chop it up and throw it in the air fryer for about 20 minutes until you get something like this. And what did I season this with in the air fryer? Olive oil, salt, pepper, garlic, and chili flakes. You can take out the chili flakes if you want, because this dish is already going to be quite spicy. So these are optional, but I threw a couple on the potatoes. So once and this is one potato because, again, like I said, I'm doing this for 2 people, so adjust accordingly for however many you're going to make. You're going to need a package of ranch seasoning. You are going to need, this is 1 and a bit or a large chicken breast cut up. Again, adjust to however many people you're cooking this for. This is half a white onion chopped up. You can use a purple onion or a sweet onion. I probably might try this with a sweet onion next time I make it and see how that goes. But this is just a half of a standard small onion. If you like more onion, add more. If you don't like onion, you don't have to add the onion. It won't affect the taste if you were to leave it out. We have some strong sharp cheddar cheese here, maybe slightly over a cup, shredded. You can use mozzarella, you can use nacho flavored, you can use whichever cheese your heart desires. This is what we had on hand. Barbecue sauce of your choice. Oops. And garlic. Also optional are the 2 jalapenos that we cut up here. We grew jalapenos in our backyard this year, and we have never been able to grow a pepper in all our years of gardening. And we had so many jalapenos, we were giving them away. Bags and bags and more bags. It is literally mid-November, and that plant is still going strong, giving us jalapenos. So we got to use the jalapenos up, so I'm going to throw a couple jalapenos in there too. Again, optional to taste. Alright, and then last thing you need a cast iron pan. This is a cast iron frying pan. The other one we have, and I just chose to use the frying pan instead because it's got a handle and this is going to go in the oven, is this one. And we cook with it all the time. So something like this is another option. You can also cook this dish on a grill or a barbecue as well on the side burner. I think that would go over really well. And these are barbecue safe, even if you're going to put them inside the barbecue, which we do quite often over the summer when we barbecue. So yeah. Put that away. And lastly, I have a couple slices of garlic toast here. Again, optional. That is the oven letting us know it's preheated. I have it preheated to 475. Because we're going to toast the garlic bread, and then when we're done cooking and assembling everything, we're going to actually toss it in the oven for a few minutes. I'm just going to cut open our ranch. We have good access to that. All right. add a little bit more tea to our drink. That's the nice thing about the blueberry tea is you can just add tea to it as you're going, and it's yeah. So good. Those off to the side. Okay, so we have our skillet, and we're gonna start assembling it. So what? Again with the baseball game. Oh boy. All right. So we're gonna go into the skillet first with the chicken. And we're gonna put a little bit of oil in here, but not too much. And I should have told you that I'm gonna go in with my avocado oil. I much prefer this to olive oil because this has a bit of a higher smoke point than olive oil. So if you need to cook something at a higher temperature and you need some oil to saute or whatever, I'm finding the olive oil is working really well. The avocado oil is working really well, and it's pretty healthy for you as well. So I'm just gonna go in with some of that. All right, I like to give my oil a bit of a stir as well, just to make sure that the bottom of my pan is just well coated. If you don't have olive oil and you don't have, we're gonna get this screeching hot, by the way, so I have it on high. If you don't have access to avocado oil, you can use olive oil or you can use straight up vegetable oil. The choice is yours. All right, give that a bit more of a stir. This is also a dish that kids would probably really like as well. And it would be great to take hot or cold for lunch. So I'm just going to go in with my chicken breast now. That I've cubed it up into bite-sized pieces. So it's not a whole, I'm not cooking it as a whole chicken breast, but cut up. And we'll let that get started. So we also have Frank's Red Hot here. So while we're waiting for the chicken to heat up and start to cook a little bit, we're going to take our Frank's Red Hot and our barbecue sauce, and we're going to make the sauce. So, I'm just going to use a measuring cup. And I'm going to go in with my Frank's Red Hot first. Frank's Red Hot to taste. The original recipe that I saw with this did not use barbecue sauce. That's an addition. It was just straight up Frank's or hot sauce. And so I was thinking for us, that's probably a little too spicy, but you can leave out the barbecue sauce. If you leave out the barbecue sauce, use more hot sauce. So when I do this, we want to end up with approximately a cup of sauce. Or sorry, not a full cup, around a half a cup at most, depending on how much you're making. So for what I'm gonna do, which is you saw the one potato and basically one chicken breast, and it's going to be maybe a half a cup. I'm just gonna add the barbecue sauce into it. Just a nice healthy pour, and it's barbecue sauce to taste. That a mix. our chicken, just a quick stir.
Well, a move that's going to be discussed for a long time, I think, in Philadelphia. Zach Wheeler had gotten Alvarez twice earlier in the game. And really, almost looked like he overpowered him, especially that second time up.
I'm using chicken breast for this. Could you use chicken thighs? Sure. There's no reason why you couldn't. Boneless, skinless, and then cut up. Or I suppose you could use shredded as well. The other thing I think you could probably use for this would be leftover rotisserie chicken. It's just that you're just going to heat everything up rather than cook it through. And if you're going to use a rotisserie chicken, shredded rotisserie chicken to do this, then I would not put the chicken in the pan first. I would do the onions, let them caramelize a bit, then the jalapenos if you're going to use those, and then I would put the shredded chicken in last. So this is almost done. So again, this is meant to be quick and it's meant to be easy. And minimal prep as well. If you don't have a package of ranch seasoning, I suppose you could cheat and have put ranch dressing into the Frank's Red Hot and the barbecue sauce. There's no reason why you couldn't do that. So the chicken is like 90% or 85%. So I now can go in with my onions. And again, like I said before, it's onion to taste. You can leave the onion out. It's not a huge deal. The other thing you could do with this dish is finish it off, leave the onions out, and finish it off at the end with the French onion crumble topping that you can buy. The dehydrated French onions. There's no reason why you couldn't do that. You could also add bacon to this as well. Bacon bits. So this is a base recipe that you could actually probably get quite fancy with as time goes on. And if you decide you like the base, then off you go and the world's your oyster. Alright, so the onions are starting to caramelize. I'm going to go in now with my jalapenos. This is 2 jalapenos, jalapeno to taste, or none at all. Your choice. And I have left we just sliced the jalapenos. We didn't cut them any special way. With the onion, we cut it up into relatively small pieces, not slices, but you could do slices if you like. So you'll notice I haven't added any seasoning at all to this yet. Now I'm going to go in with not a lot, but just a little bit of garlic. You can use fresh garlic. I just happen to have garlic powder. So again, not a lot, just a bit. Starting to smell so good. Okay, that's starting to look really good. Our package of ranch seasoning now is what I'm going to put in. And like I said, if you don't have a package of ranch seasoning or you don't have access to it, you know our Frank's Red Hot Sauce and our barbecue sauce that we mix together, just throw some ranch dressing in there. That'll work fine. But don't throw the ranch dressing in here. Only the mix is what we're going to throw in here, and we're going to move that around. And it's kind of almost going to coat everything, and at this point we want to move a little bit quickly because...
How do you know this song? How do I know this song? How do you know this song?
Use one or more packages, again, based on what you're going to do. Now, how many you're going to cook for. Now I'm going to go in with my potatoes that I did in the air fryer. And again, moving quite quickly. And I still have my heat on fairly high. Not all the way on high, but 8 out of 8. On a scale of 0 to high, I have it on an 8. The jalapenos do not want to stay in the pan. Okay, alright. Okay, so I've moved that around quite a bit. And now, basically what's happened with potatoes and everything else is they're coated in that ranch seasoning that I poured in there. So good. Now we're going to take our sauce that we made, our Frank's Red Hot and our barbecue. We're going to pour that in. All of that goodness out of our cup. I'm going to reserve the cup aside here for a second in case I need to mix more. So the idea now at this point between the chicken and the potatoes is that you want to have enough chicken and potatoes in your skillet to create a layer. So I think that was enough sauce that we made. So good. Give my hands a quick wash. Woo! Grab your chili flakes. Give it a bit of a sprinkle or not, up to you. Turn it down to let it continue to cook for a bit. Top up your blueberry tea. This is quite a small glass. I just topped it up with some amaretto. Ooh. So good. Oh right, garlic bread. I should be a little bit more prepared and have these pans out, but I'm just gonna toss the garlic bread onto a pan here. And what I'm gonna do is just quickly broil it while that's finishing off. Prep ourselves for that to come out of the oven. Potato off to the side. And our liquor. barbecue sauce back in the fridge. And our Frank's Red Hot, I'm just going to keep it off to the side in case we decide we want to add some more. I would say the most expensive part of this dish is probably the cheese. Otherwise, it is actually a budget-friendly meal as well. Get that. Another bit of a stir. I'm not adding the cheese yet because I'm not quite ready to throw it into the oven. But we will be once those are toasted. If you have a double oven, you can put your cheese on now and then toss it in the oven as well. Or if you have room to put them both in the oven at the same time, you could do that as well. I just know that if I do that, I'm going to burn the toast. So when you toast the garlic toast, there are two options you can do with this. Option one is to eat it as is without the garlic bread or have the garlic bread as a side. Option two is to put the mix on the garlic bread after it's been toasted and then add the cheese on top and eat it much more like an appetizer. What we're going to do is eat it with the garlic bread on the side, unless the production assistant wants to try it the other way.
Don't care.
So we're going to eat it with the toast, the garlic toast on the side.
Yes.
Sounds like that was a much better option. So we'll just give that a couple more seconds. So that we don't burn it. I have a large history of burning stuff like that. Grab my very oversized oven mitts. Nope. So if you were to do it with the stuff on top, the chicken and potatoes on top, you would put the chicken and potatoes on top now, put some cheese on it, and then put it back in. For our version, what we're gonna do is give it a quick stir. Take this off broil, put it back on. Put it back on 475 because we don't want it to broil. We just want the cheese to melt. We're going to take our cheese, dump it in. So again, we're using a sharp aged cheddar. You can use whatever you like. A nacho cheese, a mozzarella. And just move it around so that it basically just creates a layer on the top. You don't have to be too fancy with it at this point. Because it is going to melt, and then we're going to do one final step with it once it's melted. I think I'm happy with that. Toss it in the oven. Whoa. We're going to keep an eye on it. And move our garlic bread off to the side. We're going to grab, I'm going to plate this up in bowls. Oops, only one side of the bread toasted. So, forgot to flip it over. See? Mistakes happen. So, while the cheese is melting, While we do our final step, I'll toss this back in on broil, and then by that point, it should be completely done. What's the score in the baseball game? It's 4-1 for Houston, if that interests you. And yes, this one's being filmed during November, during the World Series. So again, like I said, this one's going to go really well with sports. Holy bananas! That cooked really quick. So what we're gonna do, bring it out. Oh, it's heavy. Gently put it on. Don't come at me for using cast iron on a glass top stove, please. Toss these back in. The only thing I hate about the stove is when you want to change the temperature on it, you have to turn it off, change the temperature, and turn it back on. So our cheese. It's freaking heavy. Our cheese is melted. We're just gonna now mix this around.
Oh no.
We're gonna improvise with the scoop.
Trader has tons and tons of cars. You know, I like looking through the types of cars you can buy. Using Auto Trader.
The production assistant is off in a world of his own.
TikTok.
Is that enough?
Oh yeah.
So we made this for 2, but we have a little bit left over. Okay. Oh shit. Get this out of the way. It's toasted now. Throw that in the bowl without burning your hands. Woo! That was hot. Alright. So what have we ended up with? Well, it's really hot. There you go. All done. You can top it off with a little bit more cheese if you like, but I don't think I would do that. Give some to the production assistant. We'll grab a couple forks. Because I've never tried this before either. So,
We saw this on TikTok.
to the production assistant, cheers.
Cheers. I'm drunk off one glass.
All right, let's give it a whirl. Oh, that's good. Yep.
Yep. Oh, the crop's very good. Very spicy. The jalapeno is very spicy.
Woo! Very spicy. I will say that. The jalapenos, for me, I probably would have left them out.
Hell no. She will go.
I keep getting a potato though. I haven't tried a piece of chicken. Holy cow. That's spicy. I feel like cheese-wise, that was just the right amount of cheese. See if we can get some chicken.
That works.
I think if you added bacon and used a sweet onion, you could really level this up. So there you go. Date night. If you're watching sports on TV, it's quick, it's easy, super delicious, but spicy. So adjust accordingly. So again, what did we have to drink when we made this? Blueberry tea. Cheers. What's in a blueberry tea? Tea. Earl Grey, ideally. We're using apple cinnamon and it's working just fine. Saint Remy brandy, or a brandy of your choice, Grand Marnier, or something similar of your choice. Amaretto, something similar of your choice works as well. Where did our potato come from that we used? Again, Heppel's potatoes in Surrey, BC. So delicious. And actually they grow up quite a few different varieties as well. And you can find them on TikTok. If you're on TikTok and you want to follow them, it's Potato Tie. And what wine did we say would pair really, really, really well with this? Serendipity's 2021 Sauvignon Blanc.